Howdy, guys. Welcome to night 62 of Big Brother All Stars, and this is Cliff Notes from outside the Big Brother house. Hope y'all had a fantastic Monday. Hope y'all are able to watch the episode on CBS. They had a little shuffling going on because of an unplanned football game. Show was supposed to start at 7 o'clock Central Time. Then I heard it was supposed to be at 9 o'clock. It turns out it started about 10 minutes earlier than that, at 10 till 9. So schedule is all over the place, but hope y'all got to see it. If not, I'll get you refreshed up a little bit on it, and y'all go out and watch it later. So night 62, it's Monday evening, Tuesday morning. Kind of a dead time in the Big Brother world. They had the veto ceremony yesterday, and as expected, Cody did not use the veto, so we still have Christmas and still have Tyler on the block. At this point in time, everyone's just kind of sitting around waiting until maybe a little campaigning going on a little bit later in the week before Thursday, but kind of a dead evening inside the house. So a few conversations, and we'll talk about it. People are trying to get themselves positioned and such, so we do have a few things to talk about. So let's go ahead and start off in the beginning of the night, I'll say, sometime after the episode. We've got Nicole in the have-not room studying her days and memory and everything else for potential competition. We have Enzo in the photo room studying his days and weeks and such from potential mental competition. And we have Christmas in the key room studying her days and weeks and evictions and things like that for potential mental competition. Y'all getting the idea here, guys? We got a lot of people that are just sitting in rooms, staring off in the distance or counting on their fingers, doing things like that this evening. Not as much strategic talk, but they're really getting ready just in case these comps coming up could be something to do with the mental competition. Now, it's funny because they're spending so much time doing that. I haven't seen people doing near as much studying of the memory wall to learn faces, what color shirts people are wearing, things like that, which also could be part of the competition. Maybe people are just a little more sneaky when they do that. But we've got a lot of people that are studying for a potential mental competition. So let's talk about some actual conversations that are occurring between actual people. First of all, Tyler and Christmas, they are upset that they can't find the backgammon game anywhere in the house. Wonder who took the backgammon game. Who would do such a thing? Well, one of the last things we saw last night on the feeds was Nicole, who's been using the backgammon set to help her study the days and everything. Nicole took that backgammon set, put it up underneath her cot, waited a little while, got up underneath and pushed it even further back so it couldn't be seen. Was she doing it to be mean, or was she doing it just because she wanted to save it for her study aids and all? I don't know. I did see her on the feeds mention how much she was tired of backgammon and people playing backgammon. So I don't know, but Christmas and Tyler are upset. They can't find it. They look all over the house. Eventually, Tyler goes up, finds it in the have-not room underneath her cot. Christmas at that point says, man, Nicole must really hate us. You know, this is a kind of game. This is a kind of move that's not really game related. That could impact some jury votes when you get into the house. If people think that there's anything going on that's starting to become a little bit more personal, and Christmas is one of those, I think she would consider something like this a little bit more personal. So Nicole has to be a little careful. You don't want to alienate the jury. You got enough issues with the jury votes as it is, Nicole, with Davon and David and the vote flip and all of that. But anyway, so they eventually find the game. Play backgammon a few times. I think Christmas beat Tyler, so it's just not Tyler's week this week. Well, of course they're both on the block. So, but Christmas wins the competition. Okay, in the key room, I've got a little injury update for you. Memphis, as you may have heard yesterday, at the end of the evening, he was walking around. Seemed like he was in a lot of pain, walking very delicate on from the bathroom to the diary room. He came into Christmas to tonight and told her that he'd seen the medic or got his ankle looked at. And apparently he injured it jumping into the swimming pool and hit the bottom. Glad they don't allow diving, but he hit the bottom of the pool with his foot, messed it up a little bit. He says that it was looked at, that it got taped up, I think, that he'd been putting ice on it. He'd been walking, doing a mall walk, he called it, trying to work out the muscles and such, making it feel a bit better. So I don't think it's that serious. That could be a major issue if we've got the slip and slide competition or something endurance wise coming up on Thursday or for the veto on Saturday. If he isn't able to get around on that foot, that could be a difficult situation for Memphis. Of course, if you think you look too unable to compete, that may be something attractive to other people when they're deciding who to keep or not. So you keep that in the back of your mind always. All right, so we've got that. Now let's talk about dinner. All right, feast for a king. I don't have any huge complaints, but they had hot dogs for dinner, courtesy of Cody. Vegan dogs cooked up for Tyler. So they got a whole smorgasbord. And fried slop rice for Nicole that was cooked up by Christmas. Nicole thought it sounded horrible. Christmas cooked it. She thought it was actually fantastic. Now, here's the thing with the dinners. We're at a stage where fancy meals are no longer a thing. Early in the season, people are cooking fancy. Everyone wants to eat together. It's this big family. Let's just hug each other and kumbaya and Taco Tuesday and everything else that goes into the first half of the season. By the time you get to the end, where we've reached it now, people are just saying, I just want to eat. Just give me some food. I don't want to talk to people. I don't want to spend a lot of time fixing anything else. I feel like they're just whatever it takes to get me through these next few weeks. I'll just eat whatever there is. So they had hot dogs and slop rice and things like that. All right. Now you think we're getting some other conversations? We will eventually. Sorry, guys. Hey, think about me watching the feeds all night long with this. All right, we've got Nicole in the have not room reading her Bible. All cameras on her, all 4 cameras. It seems like the other house guests are probably in the backyard, but for whatever reason, we're not seeing the other guests all in the backyard. So everything is on Nicole, who may be the only person inside. Now, I've seen speculation online that production might not be showing the backyard at night just because potentially concerned with wall yellers disrupting things again. Pure speculation. I don't have a clue, but I have heard that. For whatever reason, the cameras really wanted us to see Nicole studying the Bible this evening. She eventually stops. She goes in to shower. She's upset that she can't find a bar of soap in the shower, and just as she's ready. So just a little FYI, inside scoop for all of y'all. Inside the house, in the storage room and some of the cabinets underneath, we have massive supplies of soap, deodorant, toothpaste, shampoo, razors, all the things you would need for a bathroom. Now, we never got to say, oh, I want this kind of shampoo or I want this kind of soap. It was just whatever was provided, just kind of basic type stuff. You couldn't request it, but there was plenty of it available if you didn't have enough of your own. So there certainly was plenty of soap available as well. Now, here's the other thing, just an FYI from Old Cliff Hogg. I don't like using soap that other people have been using as well. So I stayed away from the bars of soap in the shower. I just went with the body wash instead, and that worked well enough for me. But anyway, so there you go. So Nicole's she's a little upset all night tonight. And part of it because she's on slop. She's not in a great mood because she's on slop. She feels very weak. And so any little thing just kind of irritating her a little bit. All right. So now we got to get into the major shock of the night, the major information, the revelation. Revelation? I think it's revelation. Major shock of the night. Kitchen's not smelling so well. It's really smelling rank, and everyone finally says, "Yeah, we got to do something about this, guys." They start looking around. They discover the cutting board that I guess is part of the kitchen countertop. Lift up the cutting board. Covered with mold, absolutely covered with mold. The most disgusting thing. They were not happy with that at all. So you got ants coming into the kitchen. You got mold. We better be wrapping this season up pretty quick because things are starting to fall apart in this house. All right. At that point, we then go back to the have not room. We now get Nicole studying the Bible, but lucky as we also get a lot of cuts away to the stars and the Big Brother theme. Because we haven't heard that one enough, right? So I don't know. It was an hour and a half or so of Nicole in the Bible and cut the stars back and forth. All right. So now let's actually talk about a few conversations that happened a little bit later in the evening, where these kind of conversations always do tend to happen. We've got in the HOH room, Cody and Memphis are upstairs just lying to each other. That's all it is. They're just gassing each other up, telling all kinds of things. Cody is talking about Nicole and Christmas, and he says, Memphis, Nicole came to me and said that she and Christmas have a final 2. And Memphis says, what are you talking about? When is this? When did this happen? And Cody says, I don't know, I guess early in their season or something, but apparently Christmas and Nicole had a final 2 worked out. No, I don't recall any such final 2 being created. Lord knows there were enough final 2s. 16 house guests, we probably had 40 different final 2s, but I don't think that Christmas and Nicole had a final 2, but Cody is just trying to make Memphis a little bit more suspicious of Christmas and where her true loyalties may lay, drive a wedge between Memphis and Christmas because he does see how tight they are. So I get what Cody's doing. I don't think Memphis is buying it for a minute. I think Memphis knows that those two are not going to have a final two together. He's heard the way Nicole or Christmas talks, and he's probably heard the way Nicole talks as well. But Cody's trying to spin a little narrative on that. Memphis, kind of his return, is telling Cody, saying, man, Christmas is all over the place. I can't read her. I don't know what she's going to do. He says that he's worried. Cody mentions it, and Memphis confirms, says, worried that she may make a big move. That she's, she tried to get out Nicole. She voted to send out Nicole. Obviously, she wants to make a big move. And Memphis is saying, Cody, you and me, she could put both of us up. And Cody's saying the same thing. Memphis, she could put the two of us up. So Memphis is trying to not make Christmas look like he and her are that tight either. So again, they're just spinning each other up. Memphis agrees with Cody. They both say, look, we've got to work together. We got to go for Christmas after. Send Tyler home, which still seems like it's the plan. And then let's send Christmas out the door. She is too dangerous. Memphis has said, preach it, brother. I got you. Absolutely. No, Memphis doesn't want Christmas going out next. There's no chance. So, but he's agreeing for it with Cody. Thursday will be interesting once we see who the next HOH is and who those picks are made. So some people are going to be disappointed. Memphis has tells Cody that he has told Tyler straight up, says, look, I don't have any reason to lie to you, Tyler. I'm leaning towards keeping Christmas, and you're just too strong a player. Well, he's not leaning. He's absolutely fallen over against Christmas because he is saving her. He's not voting her out the door. But he actually did tell Tyler that, which I think is a good move. Be honest with Tyler. If it's an obvious situation, Tyler will respect that if it ever comes down to a juror vote in a final two and Memphis is in there. So I think that was a good idea. They are both agreeing that they have to keep Nicole off of HOH this Thursday or they could be in trouble. Well, again, Cody doesn't really want that. Cody has already said he wants her to win it. He expects her to win it. It works great for his game if she wins it, but he's telling Memphis, we can't have Nicole win. Memphis does not want Nicole to win. She would put him up in a heartbeat. So he doesn't want it. Cody would be okay with it. Finally, they agree that Enzo is tight with everyone. Both of them are happy to throw Enzo under the bus a little bit and talk about what a great relationship he has with everyone. Again, we know what's going to happen on Thursday, we think. At this point in time, it's all about positioning, planting the seeds, getting people thinking the way you want them to think, in case they win HOH and they have to put someone up on the block on Friday. So we're seeing a lot of that happening this evening. And then finally, in the photo room, lights are off. I think they popped back on a few times, but Enzo and Tyler are in the photo room. Tyler's working Enzo for his vote, but he's being very subtle. He's not being too blatant, except for one or two little statements. Tyler is mentioning that Nicole said she wants Tyler and Memphis both out. This is to Enzo. Well, yeah, she does want Memphis out, and I'm sure she wants Tyler out as well. But she wants Christmas out even more. Tyler doesn't mention that to Enzo. He just says, she wants to be out. Again, the idea of if Enzo ever decided to try to keep Tyler, maybe it would help if Enzo doesn't think that Nicole and Tyler are just sworn enemies, and so they would never work together. So try to make it look as bad as possible. Enzo's talking about the fact that he didn't even talk to Cody today. And that could be. I think the decisions have been made already for this week, and they're just waiting until the HOH. So I didn't see him talking to Cody. That could very well be possible. Enzo is saying, hey, yo, Tyler, I'm going to be right behind you, man. And Tyler's saying, hey, not if you keep me. If you keep me, Enzo, then I remain the bigger target. That buys you some extra time. So keep me, and you can stay a little bit longer as well. So he's, again, trying to sell a little bit. Enzo is saying to Tyler, saying, man, Cody, he has rubbed all these jury members wrong. He's going to have a hard time in a vote because of that. Tyler is warning Enzo, saying, Enzo, don't believe that, or I don't buy that. Cody is going to win if it's a final two with you and Cody. Cody will win that jury vote, and I think he's probably right. But here's the thing. Enzo's doing a great job of building a relationship with someone who's getting ready to go out the door. Again, if he makes it to the final two, he's developed this relationship with Tyler, which I think is going to help. So I think Enzo's doing a great job with social management, the way he's talking to these people. All right, guys, that's it. Again, not a lot of conversation tonight, but still worth talking about. I will see y'all in 24 hours. Y'all have a great Monday or Tuesday. Have a great Tuesday. I'll see y'all on Wednesday morning. Cheers, guys. SKD 143. Bye, guys.